The mics are hot. My God, what is your problem? I don't know. I can't tell. Oh, my God. The pod track is moving up and down. Streamlabs is moving side to side. And your host, the General, is in Facebook Blue tonight. Hanging out. Who do I have hanging out with me? We got Shiloh Ferguson. She's so pretty. She's so cute. She does such a good job until she turns on you with a big stick and tells you to get the fuck out of here because you're being an asshole on Facebook Blue. There's one rule on Facebook Blue with Shiloh. Don't be a dick. All right. Who's in here? Dan Dirts is in here saying hello. James Morgan checking in saying good evening to everybody on Facebook Blue. Chad Hoffman. Did I say Pat Nelson? If I didn't, Johnny O. Bump, bump, bump. Dale Wine. Of course, he's always around. Randy Kurtzman. Aaron Heath checking in. I'm sure there'll be more, but that's where we're at on Facebook Blue. These are my people on Facebook Blue.
Wow.
Getting after it. Okay, so we're doing a show tonight.
Sounds like a fraternity. Facebook Blue. Facebook Blue.
Facebook Blue. Yeah, it's invite
Can I
only.
check in with my peeps on YouTube?
Hurry up. Just get the YouTube stuff out of the way. We got stuff to talk about.
Wow, Jeremy B, Spot and Stock, you are checking in. Drop 'em. John Morgan, 1937 Hearst. Noel. Jeremy Underhill. Deb Ninehouse.
Who's your moderators on YouTube tonight?
I've got Danny H. I've got Mary greeting and putting in things. And then we got the Disney Kid.
Disney Kid. All right.
Dropping in links and stuff.
Now listen. Before we continue, there's something we got to do. You guys know the routine around here. Click the button. That is the $1.2 million view. The Foxhole, Minden, Nevada. That is the Sun Valley Fox with his BOTGN, bottom of the glass nation shot glass. He's got his, but I bet you don't got yours. It's half filled because, well, that's his third shot of the evening already. But he took that picture with the sun setting over the mountains around South Lake Tahoe. Not a better view has many people seen. I'm going to drink like a wino out of the bottle. You got to raise your glass. I'm going to drink and tell lies, and you are going to drink and believe them, and it's important that you do your part. So it's time to raise your glass. I need you to go ahead and let the dog in, put the cat out, pull the blinds, dim the lights, settle into your favorite chair with your biggest adult beverage you can find. Let's drink together. I will drink alone. I've done it before, but if you want to raise a glass, I'd appreciate it. Here we go. We're going to kick this pig. Gen X Mom.
Wow, there is nothing in the sheets right now, so I'll just tell you that. We have Public 520 is in, Michael Dawson is in, Shasta Williams is checking in.
I have a suggestion. If you don't have anything to read between the sheets, I have a suggestion. Perhaps what you should do is sing a song.
Nope.
Perhaps you should have a song ready to go. And you can start supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or do something, or just little hum, little background music.
You don't pay me enough to do that.
That's true, I don't. Before we begin,
wait a second. You did not post the PayPal link.
No, I don't. I'm not even on YouTube. I'm on Facebook Blue, so
I can't do it. You're the only person that can do it.
Well, for Christ's sake! All right, let me jump over there to YouTube. But then someone's going to bitch about the jar because the jar is not up. The jar. We got to get the jar.
They can just chill out for a second.
All right, so let me jump over here to doom. Let's go to here, and then we have to pull up the details. We pull up the details. Boom. Okay. Now we run over to chat. Is it in chat?
Yes,
where?
I did it, and so did the Disney Kid.
Oh, Disney Kid's got one up there. I see his. We'll pin that message. Okay,
people.
now it's pinned.
All right, now it's all you.
Now let me go over to the screen that we're on. Let me draw your attention, if I may, to the jar, and the jar should appear on the center of your screen. Okay, you see all the things falling in there? We do not have a $2 whore tonight, and every denomination you guys put in is going to be the peach. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to have to raise another bottle, raise another glass, and I'd like you guys to do it with me. I know it's a lot to ask you. Drink twice. The Sun Valley Fox will drink twice tonight with me because we have arrived at the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Mrs. Fort Watton. I don't know if it's exactly to the day. Is it to the day?
Yes, it is.
Or are we one day off today?
Everybody post a peach.
Everybody can post a peach for Mrs. Fort Watton. And I will tell you, I miss her very much. And I'm dumb. I still text her phone. I still text message her phone every week. I'll say something like, I really could use you right now. I miss you. Thinking about you. I know she's never going to get them, and I get it. And
Can you explain to people that weren't
don't
here
know
that
Mrs.
don't know Mrs.
Mrs. Four has been here since the beginning. I don't even know what her screen name used to be, but I mispronounced it when I was drinking in the show
It's close
3.5
to
years
Mrs.
ago.
Forwatten.
And I said, I can't, Mrs. MSFW. You know what? It says Mrs. Forwatten to me. And she thought it was so funny that I mispronounced her name. Some of you have screen names that I've mispronounced, and you've adopted them. She was one of them, and she became a big proponent of the show. Big supporter of Briggs. Back when Buford the Goat was an issue, she helped build the studio with us. She was a big donator. But before she even donated $1 for a year and a half or so, she was everybody's friend. She greeted everybody before she was on staff. She greeted all of you in the comment section when the shows were beginning. And what was unique for me to see with her is she really got to know you guys. Used to have 7-minute intros, so shows be getting ready, and I'm watching the comments go by, and she's asking you questions like, "Hey, Dave, did your kid graduate? Hey, Cheryl, did you get that job?" And she literally knew things about you guys. She was genuinely interested.
She had a book.
And yeah, she did.
She wrote down notes.
She had a book where she wrote down notes because she cared about people. She wanted to know about people. She would be there for all of you when you guys needed. I know someone in here who got stuck with their electric turned off, and she paid their electric bill to help them because over time, she got to know them. If she got to know you, and she loved you, she would help you like you were family.
Oh, I have a nice thing. John Morgan for $2 just said, Mrs. Four gifted me my first membership.
Wow.
And he remembers that.
Mrs. Four gave memberships like crazy. Not as much as Star Roberts. Not as much as some other people in here. No. But she did. She was one of the original ones. And she was a great part of staff. She was my confidant after Bima, my mother-in-law, passed. I talked to her all the time for advice, and she's gone, and it's been a year today, and I'm going to raise one more glass. But tonight, everything you guys put in the jar, every $2, every $5, every $10, every $20 is a reference to Mrs. Four, perfectly ass-shaped peaches in that jar. So Mrs. Four, Thank you for being an influence on me for so long, and I will never forget you. This one's for her.
Tori Randolph goes, remember, she was the bookkeeper. I'm just going to read a few things.
Go ahead.
Drop'em said she really cared. Papa Smurf said she was so organized.
Yeah.
Jeremy B said Mrs. Four was always so nice to all the new people. Mrs. Four was the queen of gifting, is what somebody who said that.
Yeah.
Dude said that. Jason Bertrand said, Mrs. Four gifted me my first month membership, and I have been here ever since.
Wow, that's good stuff, man. That really is.
Steve Plum said Mrs. Four gifted his first month, too. That's just amazing.
I'm going to guess there's a lot of people that have that because of because she gifted some. In the beginning, she was one of the only people, the very first ones, gifting membership. So that was a big thing.
Yes.
All right. Can I begin my program now?
You can.
All right. I want to start by yelling at you guys like you're idiots. I want to start by yelling at you guys like you're children. And here's why. Every now and then, we do a show that's kind of an open line Friday where you guys get to call and ask us questions. And you literally can ask my wife and I anything you want. And we don't do it very often. And you guys, every single time, you guys seem to fuck up the questions like, hey, do you like the Dodgers this year? What's your favorite car? You don't ask anything about us. Now, I'm not saying you have to ask, when the first time we had sex was. But, there are some things you could really dive into the Gen X Talks family and ask some stuff, and no one ever does. So here's what happened. The last 2 times we've done this, people who did not get a chance to see the program live, they've emailed me. They've direct messaged me afterwards, and they said, oh, my God, I'm catching the replay. I'm catching the rerun. What is wrong with these people? Why didn't they ask you this question, that question? And now I've got a compilation of things that viewers, well, dare I say, better than you. Yeah, I said it. These guys came up, they're like, hey, man, I missed the show, but why didn't anybody ask you this? Why didn't anybody ask you that? And so here we are. with some heartfelt questions from people that couldn't catch the show live, that feel you don't deserve to have open line Fridays because you don't take advantage of the open line. Am I getting my point across? Good. Glad you're coming along with me on that. Now, I do have some things, but Gen X Mom has the shop phone. And moderators, this is the message for staff. Staff is guarding closely Facebook Blue, Facebook Personal, Rumble, and YouTube. You guys are out there, and I think there should be somebody even watching X. The X comments. If you guys have something clever, witty, deep, important, whatever it is, if you have something in your comment thread, your moderator can take and put it over here in between the sheets where we can see these live. All the platforms go to one place. If not, if you think you have something direct, text to this phone, 805-460-5603. Gen X Mom has that, and I'm going to just dive in. So you guys need to sit back tonight.
What if
We're going to go deep.
What if they put a question in the comments?
Then if you think it's good, then you copy and paste it. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing because a comment's racing by and you got your finger in the air like you always do. Excuse me, cut your answer short. I have something to say. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm not going to discuss what battery is my favorite battery for a car just because somebody wrote it in the comments real quick.
Woosah.
Woosah me.
So somebody on X, you need to tone it down and get your radio voice on because Destiny Mayberry on X.
Destiny Mayberry
says, love the radio voice. Perfect. So
Destiny,
get your whiny little screamy little bitch.
Put the bitch voice away.
And get your radio voice on.
Destiny Mayberry, I'm glad you tuned in on X. I'm going to say that I'm going to keep my radio voice on as long as I can. Welcome to KGXTradio.com. Welcome to the Gen X Talks live stream. It's the neighborhood show specifically for Destiny Mayberry. Coming at you for the next hour and 23 minutes. Here we go.
All right. Did you say they have to text the phone?
No, they don't have to, but they could. They could put it in the comments and hope their moderators grab it. But if they text something, then you have the opportunity.
But I'm not answering a phone call.
No phone calls.
All
just
right.
If some idiot's calling you, tell me and say, "Hey, 541 area code's calling." What a moron! Who told you to call, dumbass? I've got that line turned down. We're not going to answer your phone call. Text. Use your phone and text. And there's still some dumbass going to go, I think he told me to call him. Pretty sure he fucking said call. No, I didn't. All right. Do you have anything you want to bring up, or can I start on my list?
Forrest Terra over on YouTube says, you want something deep? Isn't that what she said?
No. Wait. Would a girl say that or a guy say it? That's what... I want something deep. That's what he said.
No, it'd be what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah, she's right. Forrest Terra got
Graham
that right.
Gordon for $2.79 on YouTube's Crown Royal Peach Whiskey Fund.
Oh.
That's what he's doing. How cool.
Now, do you see what he did there? Crown Royal Peach Whiskey kind of covers Mrs. Four and Beema, even though it's not Jim Beam. It's nice there. I like the tie-in. Well done, Graham Gordon. See, Canada's got some hope.
I know. Chad Hoffman on Facebook Blue. I'll ask again. Damn new phone. I just want to know how much the whiskey shot adds to the Sun Valley Fox's $1 million view.
I actually think his view and his property, Sun Valley Fox, when the sun is setting and the temperature's just right, and you got a slight breeze blowing across his deck, and you can hear the waterfall of his pond, I think the whiskey might even detract a little bit from it, just because it is almost as perfect a view as you can get. And I know it's the company, it's the Sun Valley Fox, it's St. Donna, it's the Hooch, it's the Pendleton. I get it's the whole picture. But as that sun sets over those mountains around South Lake Tahoe, there's almost not a better place to be in life. Certainly in my life, one of my top 5 favorite places to sit and be is the Sun Valley Fox's Foxhole Studios in Minden, Nevada.
Very cool. I have questions. There's people popping up with questions like crazy.
Well, I've got a bunch from emails, but I'll save those. We'll work them in.
All right.
Okay,
Valerie Walker says, what made Mama X decide to date you, General, after all those years of going to school with you?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question to me. I think I can answer that by... It went to me. I think I can answer that clearly. See, remember, I've known her since I was 5 years old. We actually have our 5th and 6th grade class picture. We're in the same bleachers. We're just a few people apart. I don't think we ever sat next to each other in class.
I do not recall.
I don't recall that. I was always being sent to the front of the class because I was...
He was being sent to the principal's office.
Okay. Not as often as you'd like to tell everybody.
He had a chair with his name on it.
But by the time we got to high school, Gen X mom, your queen, liked to date football players. That was her thing, was football players. And I was the leather jacket, fast car guy. And she did not like me. Her family knew my family. Her family did not care for me at all. And all I can say is that by the time she got a few years out of high school and kind of tripped over herself with other guys a few times, she finally came to her senses.
Oh.
She finally came around and was looking at me like, hey, I might like that bad boy boyfriend. And I was like, well, of course you would, as I put out the cigarette. Like, well, of course that's what you'd want, in dark glasses and red Mustang and going on. That's exactly how it happened, give or take a lie or two, as Wyatt Earp used to say. Would you care to contribute any footnotes to that?
No, it was for you. I'm fine.
All right.
We'll just leave that. Dr. Kraus, a PhD, wants to know, do you ever wonder what a Gen X thinks?
All the time. I don't, like I tell you before, I have no idea about anything original. I haven't had an original thought in my head since 1973. Everything I tell you, everything I pass along is plagiarized, stolen, lifted, kiped dubage from a movie, a song, or a TV show from my childhood. Yeah.
Wow. Let me see if there's something else in here. Scrolling. Oh, I'm starting to sound like you.
Scrolling. I've got one. People asked me, they said, please tell the story about what it means to circle the wagons.
Oh.
Now, on YouTube, when I say let's drink, there is a few select people that put the red circle, the red zero, the red tic-tac-toe-o as it goes by. You guys may not pay much attention to that, but there's people that use that because they know what that is. And to tell you the truth, I didn't remember the story. I had to be told the next day, this is a true story, or it's true, it's a story. Apparently, we used to do 3-hour shows, and I would drink the entire time. By the time I was done, Mrs. Four was actually calling Gen X mom going, you need to get him off the air before he says something, because I was going off the rails. And I would drink, and then I really wouldn't give a shit anymore, and I was telling people off. Anyway, we got onto a show the next day after a big session, and we're up doing our things, and the show opened. The show started with everybody saying, wow, that was great advice last night. General, you did such a good job. I mean, you know, the stuff you said really, really counted, and it makes such a difference, and it feels so good. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what, that's yours, yeah. Don't put it on the desk. She puts it straight up on the wood so it vibrates. She could have put it anywhere else and it wouldn't have made noise.
I was like, what is
anyway,
that? And
so I said, yeah, well, you're welcome for the advice. It did good stuff. I had to call staff and go, what the fuck are they talking about? But apparently someone had said they were down in the dumps, depressed. I don't know if they were crying but it was bad. It was really like at their absolute limit. And they said, my girlfriend cheated on me. What do I do? And somehow, did anybody put up the words pomegranate yet?
Yeah. And the things are going.
Well, and then I guess I had said, listen, getting cheated on, whether you work out the relationship or you don't, is like a stain on your kitchen counter. It's like if you got a pomegranate stain on a white countertop. You can scrub it and bleach it and scrub it and bleach it till it's gone. But if you step back and look, you can still see it. You can still see the outline. Pomegranate stains on a white counter, you're never going to quite get them gone all the way. Now, nobody else may be able to see it. You might be able to hide it from everybody else, but you know it's there, and that's like getting cheated on. And I said the other part of that was, I said, you need to circle the wagons, which was an old cowboy term back in the day. If the Indians were attacking, you circled the wagons because you need your friends around you. You don't want to be alone after that happens and after you break up with a girl. Just don't be alone. There's no words that can take away the heartache. There's no words that can fix anything. Just don't be alone. So it was the pomegranate stain is like, it's going to be there forever, man. And you can hide it, but you can still see it. Good. And the other one is circle the wagon. So you see people that do the circle the wagon thing because they were there. And this is almost 4 years ago now, and they were there. And that was a very poignant moment in Gen X history, lore, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, that's when you guys ask about circle the wagon, that was one of the emails that tell the story about Circle the Wagons. I don't know whether this person heard about it and needed to know the story, or if this person was there and said, I was there, tell it again. I don't recall that part.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Berserker 70 wants to know, was the general ever arrested? And if so, what was the first time for?
Well, I've never been arrested. I'm a very good person, a law-abiding citizen.
Sorry. I sneeze. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that?
Bullshit. Sorry.
The first time I was ever arrested. Now, this is not detained, right? Not handcuffs on the side of the curb, not handcuffs in the back of the car.
Arrested.
Like processed. I would say the first time I was processed was...
How old were you?
Probably not till I was 18.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
18, and I think it was disorderly conduct.
As I said, he was in the principal's office.
Disorderly
all the
conduct.
time.
I think it was disorderly conduct, public nudity, and I don't know, something else too. Charges were all dismissed. I was acquitted.
Public nudity.
I think they grouped us all together. I think I was the one in the middle of this group. I was the voice of reason at that time.
Why do I'm just not buying that one.
But that was my first charge.
I don't think anybody in here is going to buy that one either.
Hey, if you guys can't handle the truth, just tell me. I'll lie. But I thought you guys wanted to know the truth. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
How did you and your parents move to Oregon?
I didn't.
Two different stories.
Yeah, I didn't. My parents left the San Fernando Valley in about 1987, I want to say, and they moved up to Central Oregon. It was beautiful up there, still is. And I stayed on my own in the San Fernando Valley. We didn't move. I didn't move up there till years later, and then I plugged in for 8 or 9 years, and then moved back out. But they went first. They absolutely went first. That was when they went, and then my grandparents followed them, and then a lot of my other relatives moved to Idaho during the big Idaho boom. In fact, I was one of the very last, Gen X Mom and I were one of the very last people to move out of California on either side of our family. True story. Yeah.
Johnny O wants to know, which one of you got hurt during badonkadonk? You?
No.
You didn't stretch.
Actually, that was a lie. Nobody got hurt during badonkadonk. One of those things with my gut pain. Remember how I used to have the throat pains would shut me up and I couldn't swallow and I couldn't breathe. We had those issues. Now we're fighting a different thing where it's just a gut pain that doesn't go away and about kills me and I can't function at all. And I will tough it out through shows with you guys. I love being here. But the other night it was so bad I just couldn't do it. I couldn't physically sit still and talk. I get where you guys think I'm on crack or meth. And I sit here and I have to bounce around and I have to move. And it's because I can't get a comfortable position. When the gut pain hits me real bad, it's like no sitting, no standing, no walking, no laying down, no meds, no alcohol, no heating pad, nothing works. And after it lasts 10 hours. It lasts 10 hours and it goes away. So sometimes when the shows start, if I'm like on hour 5, I'm in trouble. I can't sit here and do anything with you guys. And I'll be fair, tonight I've got a pain, but it's probably level 7 pain and it hurts and I'm dealing with it and I'm here. But when it gets up to so bad, I just can't stand it. I mean, I'm no good to be around for anybody. I just want to, I want to fall off the edge of a cliff. That's how bad it hurts. So there was no badonkadonk. We say that lightly for everybody, but members, if you guys are members, you guys know that I'm fighting some stuff that really hurts. It's a pain that I don't like dealing with. It feels like someone's got a knife between my stomach and my asshole, and about right between my stomach and about halfway up your intestines, someone's digging it with a knife. That's the only way I can describe it. It's somewhere in the middle, and God damn it, does it hurt. So yeah, we'll give you that the misleading. However, if there was an accident in badonkadonk, it would not have been me. You know who it would have been. And I'll tell you why she gets hurt during badonkadonk. She doesn't listen when I audible. I yell Omaha and then slap and she does. I go left, she goes right. I mean, she doesn't listen when you audible. You think by now she'd had that picked up. What else you got?
All right. Sean for Notes wants to know, General, do you still get requests to do a personal video/audio? We just did.
Yeah, Cameo.
We just did.
Well,
Yeah.
I think what they're asking is if you are a top tier member of YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You can ask us for those. You can say, hey, I'm a top tier member of YouTube membership, and I'd like you to send a birthday or something. I'll do one a month for you guys. I don't care. If you guys are top tier, and I can look that up and see if you send me an email saying, hey, can you send me a Cameo type of thing? I want my boss to know I'm quitting. I will email your boss a video and go, he's fucking out of here, and it's your fault. You want to break up with a girl? You want me to smooth talk a girl? I'll do it for you. You want me to do a happy birthday or something? If you're a top tier member, send an email to Gen X Mom or myself. We'll be more than happy to do that for you. We love you guys, and we will handle one a month for you forever. As long as you're paying, we'll do it for you.
All right. Shane Magnus wants to know, hey, General, do you think... Sorry.
I was going to say that bird that landed there is about the brightest red finch I've ever seen at my window. Go ahead.
Squirrel. Shane Magnus wants to know, hey, General, do you think women should come with ODS 2 ports so we can tell what's wrong with them?
Not ODS.
What's that?
OBD2 is what it should have said.
It says,
yeah, OBD2 ports. Every woman should have an OBD2 port somewhere on their body where you can go and plug in your diagnostic equipment, see what codes are going on. Maybe you can even read the live data, have her walk around and talk, and you can see things good because you can figure out what's going on with a good scan tool. I would even be happy if women would just, their check engine light would come on and they'd throw a few codes my way. I'd be happy with that. I'll do my own circuit by circuit check, but Jesus, at least let me know what's going on. Are we running out of fuel? You overheating? Come on, give me something. Because women don't have many gauges. They have one gauge you can read. Your car, you got oil, you got fuel, you got temperature, you got charging system. On your car, there's gauges you can read. On a woman, their face. That's all you get. That's all there is. Maybe their stance, but their face is it. Yes, I would love for women to have an OBD2 port, plug it in and go, all right, what do we got here? Yeah.
What are we dealing with today?
What's the problem today?
Sammy Joe is checking in saying, how many people still have a Gen X Talk sauce collection? I still have mine unopened. I don't
know if you still do. I know you have some. That's true. We did sell Gen X Talks sauces for a while, and some of the people that were on staff got their face on the bottle, and it was named after them. The problem is that I didn't feel they were super flavorful. Like, I'd like to do that again and sell Gen X Talk sauces, but I wish I could pick the flavors that we rebottled, because some of them are so good. But this one I don't want to say it was bland, but it was toned down. Like, this is what you use to begin adding spices to spice it up. And but standalone, we sold like 5 or 7 of them. Standalone, I think 3 were really good. And the other ones were just kind of so-so, so we quit doing that. But yeah, we did have Gen X Talk sauces. That's a good pull, Sammy. Nice pull.
I wonder if anybody remembers them. Mrs.
Right now,
Four had the peach hot sauce.
Yeah,
Noel
Mrs.
said.
Four's peaches hot sauce. And right now, your brother, the Sun Valley Fox, is going, I didn't get any word. How come nobody sent me any hot sauces? I didn't get any hot sauces. No, you didn't, buddy. No hot sauces for you.
Graham Gordon wants to know, how many times a day do you tell each other that you love them?
Boy, you struggled with that
I'm sorry,
there.
I was like,
how many times a day do we say we love each other? It's a pretty simple thing.
Sorry. I say it a lot.
I would say every time you say it, I say it back.
Right.
I'm going to say, literally, if you guys want an honest answer, 5 to 7 times a day. Is that about right?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot. 5 to 7 times a day. Just like we were talking about on the podcast, for those of you who listen to the podcast today, live on kgxtradio.com at 10 o'clock, or it'll drop tomorrow morning, 12:02 a.m., we got, not caught isn't the right word, we just bumped into each other and ended up slow dancing in the kitchen for a little while the other day. And these things happen all the time. So don't be surprised if we say I love you a bunch.
Sean Thornton, our favorite
Sean
Irish
Thornton.
man.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Well,
he wants to know, favorite meal for the General Queen and everyone in chat. Sean wants to know. So what's your favorite meal?
Well, I don't know.
Don't tell him what it is.
I'm a go-to guy with the basics, the pizzas and the steaks and things like that. I'll eat just about anything Jenix Mom's prepares. She's such a good cook.
Oh, thank you.
But when I get my pick, when I can have my druthers, as they say, druthers is an old school word. If I get to have my druthers on my birthday, she says, I'll fix you anything you want for a birthday meal. Some of people already know this. They may even be saying it in chat.
Yeah.
I pick rarebit, which my wife walks away, goes, okay, shit on a shingle it is. And that's what I get. But I get rarebit on my birthday. That's what I ask for. So
it's an English dish.
Whatever it is, I like it. I found out it's for poor people. I didn't realize I was poor, but I guess I was, but I sure like it.
Well, that's what you want to have. That's what you...
I do. It's my choice, goddammit.
Tori Randolph is asking, General, who were you with when you got arrested? Oh, are we going to name names?
I really shouldn't. Tori knows some of the people too.
Of course she does.
I don't want to.
I probably know them too.
Yeah, I don't want to drop any names. That wouldn't be cool.
Oh.
Just because they may not have told their family or their spouses or anything. Couple people that got hauled away, it scared them straight, and they never did anything questionable again.
Except you.
No, I was straight and narrow for me from that day on.
Yeah, I don't think so.
God, you guys, someone asked me that I probably had 12 emails about the phrases I use. And I said, I don't remember all the stupid phrases I say. They just come to my brain. But you know what? Allie from Boston, who was our very first staff member ever, she made a page of them.
Yeah.
And where are they at?
It's in documents.
I'm looking. They're probably way at the bottom or something.
No, it's around.
Garletter. There was I just thought maybe if someone wanted to know, I'd look that up. I don't see it anywhere.
It's there.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Do you guys remember what I used to say when Tina Plexico would chime in?
Yeah.
Tina Plexico
from Mexico buys her gas at Texaco.
Yeah. She would go by, her name would go by in chat. We'd say, Tina Plexico from Mexico buys her gas at Texaco. When I'd say something important, letting you guys in on something that was designed to be kept a secret, but I let you guys in on it, I would say, you're welcome, America. And Denmark. People don't remember where that phrase. Remember the girl who was Bartaloo bananas from Hawaii? She would check in once in a while.
SpongeBob?
Yeah,
SpongeBob. Donna SpongeBob.
Donna SpongeBob. I can't believe I said some of these, but I remember doing it. Well, I'm wonderful. Just ask me.
We've all heard them.
All right, here's one. Let's see if you can complete this one. Jesus H.
Tap dancing Christ.
Oh.
I have a question from Nana.
Go ahead, Nana.
With all you have been through as a couple, would you do it again? We have been through some.
Yeah, like if I wasn't allowed to change anything, would I go through it again? Yeah. Well, because the end result is that we're still together, and
I would do it
I'd
too.
put our relationship up against about anybody I know. I don't think there's anybody, very few people have I run into that are as truly as happy as we are being married. I don't, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
We have more fun than a lot of our friends.
And don't think we don't fight. There's arguments we've been in. And I will tell you this, and I'll tell you this is a true story. In our marriage, I think we have been in, 6 major fights. And what I mean by a major fight, I'm not talking about she's throwing things at me and I'm throwing things at her. We never did that.
An impasse.
But it was to a point where we couldn't ever agree. And she said, no, we're going this way. And I said, we are not. We're going that way. And that can be something you're doing with money. That can be a parenting decision with a child. There's all sorts of things it can be. And I want to explain something to you that may help you. And maybe it wasn't 6 times, maybe it was 5 times. And out of those times, there are times I went with her. And I said, okay, I don't agree with this decision. I think you're completely stupid for what you're doing and you're going the wrong way, but let's go. We'll do it your way. Sometimes she would do that to me. Sometimes she would say, I don't agree with this at all, but let's do it your way. Now, here's where I think my wife and I differ from a lot of married couples. if you're going to go with your wife's decision, you're not really going along with it. You undermine it. You pick it apart. You say, see, I told you. See, I told you. Now it's harder. This is that. And you nitpick it as you go along. And then if she fails, you go, well, we all knew that was going to happen, didn't we? Well, we don't know about her decision because you didn't back her up. Maybe her decision would have worked had you been on board and helped. Maybe my decision would have been on board had she backed me up. And here's the one thing different. I never went against her once I said, okay, we'll do it your way. Not one time. She never went against me. If she decided, okay, we're going to do this your way, it didn't matter what the topic was, my wife backed me up and tried as hard as she could to make my idea work, to make my decision happen correctly. And at the end of it, my wife could look at me and go, listen, this didn't work. And I tried. I was backing you up. I tried to help you out. And I would have to say, no, that didn't work. I'm sorry. I really thought it would. Or guess what? If my decision did work, I didn't go to her and go, see, I fucking told you. I told you to do it my way. I told you my way was the best way. I never did that. In these marriage breaking moments, when her and I would decide which way we were going to back the other person up, there was never gloating. There was never I told you so's. If it went good, I'll tell you when
it's never good to sabotage a relationship or a decision.
The first one we ever went through, it's kind of personal, so I won't tell you the topic, but she backed me up. We got through it, and she said, well, she goes, that worked out. Your way did work. And I remember winning her over with one phrase when I was done. I looked at her and said, it was a tough call. This could have gone either way. It did work, but I wasn't sure.
Right.
It could have gone. I remember saying that the next time she tried something and I backed her up and it didn't work. And she goes, I'm sorry, this didn't work the way I thought. I said, hey, it was a tough call. Could have gone either way. We never laid into each other on those things. There was never I told you so's. None of those things because they were so big of an issue. And we never talked it out. We never said, hey, on these big issues, let's back each other up. No, we just did it. And it turned out to be some of the saving graces of our marriage was that we supported each other even when we didn't want to. And I'm telling you, those are few and far between. In fact, last one's, don't even remember how long ago. But it's important, if you guys decide something and you say you're going along with it, you got to go along with it. Don't give the neener, I told you so at the end. You got to be on the same page.
Yeah.
That's all.
What about that comment when we disagree or we're arguing? I always have this phrase for him. I go, I don't like you right now, but I still love you.
Well, she'll get in my face. She says it with much more vim and vigor. She goes, I don't like you. I don't like you. I love you, but I don't like you right now. And then she walks away.
Yes. That's my favorite phrase.
What are the other phrases in there? Iceman from Bodfish, chicks, man, chicks. Dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. I still use that one. One of Disney Kids' favorite ones that I don't use as much is no.
Yeah, I think he posted that. Jeremy Underhill, member 11 months. That's called having the balls to say I was wrong and not being too prideful to be all right. Sorry.
I have zero pride with my wife. I am not prideful at all with her. I try to remain as humble as I can. It doesn't mean that I'm not strong and I won't fight and I won't lead. Don't mistake my quietness for weakness, but I try to be very humble with my wife. I do.
Johnny O wants to know, I'm at number 8 of 10 kids. Why did you stop at 8?
Yeah. Why did we stop at 8? I'm good to go. Come on.
Too old?
4 boys. Yeah, too old. 4 boys and 4 girls. It just happened that way. It wasn't a conscious decision, but Briggs would say, well, they finally got it right. They finally got it right, and they said, okay, we can stop trying now.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I used to read the comments on the same screen? It said, well, if I'm looking over here talking to you, I can't read the comments over there. You're getting mad that I'm not reading comments, but I'm talking to you here. If I'm talking here, I can't read the comments over there. I remember those days too. Yeah. I still use my famous filler line when I'm trying to figure something out.
Yes.
No
dead air.
No dead air. Can't have dead air.
Graham wants to know, when was the last airing of grievances between the two of you?
I don't even know what that means. What airing of grievances? We joke about it when we do our anniversary. We call it contract renewal. There's no anniversary. When our year comes up, we sit down and I give her last year's evaluation. Here's how you did as a wife last year.
And vice versa.
Here's things that we can do better next year, some things we should work on. There's grievances that come and go.
See, but even thinking about it, it doesn't matter right now.
No.
Because we can't think of it.
No, I
don't like hold it forever. I can't
not
even
at all.
think.
I can't
and
think
I'm
of
not
one.
saying there are some, but
Oh, she's full of things I don't like. I just can't remember them right now. But believe me, there's probably a list somewhere. Isla del Sol is the cigar I smoke. Isla del Sol, Isle of Del Sol, sun blessed and hand wrapped in the laps of virgins.
Okay, Jonathan.
Women virgin. I hope they didn't. The box doesn't say. It just says hand wrapped in the laps of virgins. I hope it's not guys.
Jonathan Robert King on Facebook Blue. So I was watching the last 2-minute drill you put out. Great breakdown, by the way. And because of all the Facebook ads, it took at least 4 minutes. I know you have no control over that stuff, but damn, is Facebook trying to create a lack of interest or what the fuck?
Well, and here's the deal. Facebook, we're shadow banned right now. So I could probably look it up, but we don't get much money for those. So, but please keep watching them because we're going to get unbanned November 11th. But I don't have any control over those whatsoever. None at all.
Yeah. Rumble's checking in. Daniel would like you to hydrate. Not whiskey.
I've been look, this bottle was full when we started. Look where we're at. I'm going to have to send my wife out to forage for new water.
Oh, my goodness. Valerie Peters on Facebook Blue. What was your favorite TV show as a teenager?
The A-Team.
Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah. Chips was a big one. That is where somebody emailed and said, I heard you had the nickname Scavenger in high school and right before high school, during high school and after. And I did. That came from the A-Team. If you guys remember A-Team Face Man, he was the scrounger. He was a scavenger. He went out and got things and acquired things. He said, hey, we need a Learjet. And he'd go con somebody out of a Learjet. Well, we need this, or he'd go con his way into doing that stuff. That was part of the show. And that's what I started to do in junior high, 8th and 9th grade. When teachers needed something and the teacher says, oh, I had a request for this and they, an audio video equipment and they couldn't get it. I'm like, I'll go get you one. And then I'd go come back with it and the teacher would say, I put in a request as a teacher. How did you get this? But I knew the kids that worked in AV. I knew the teachers and I said, hey, how about if I bring you a burrito tomorrow from Taco Bell? We call it good. You're not using this anyway right now, are you? No, let me have it. And I do stuff like that all the time. So by the time I was just out of high school, I was working every situation, everywhere. I was face man. I worked every situation I could. So I got the nickname Scavenger. Yeah.
Got you. Dale Wine on Facebook Blue wants to know, have you either of you called a radio station and requested a song dedicated to one another? And what song was it?
I never did that for you. You didn't like me in high school.
I didn't.
Why the hell would I dedicate a song to you? Hey, can you dedicate this song to the bitch across the valley who won't give me the time of day?
Wow.
I hate that girl, and I need you to say, make it Joan Jett, I hate myself for loving you. That's a good one. That'd be a good one to say.
Shiloh, our own Shiloh, wants to know, what's the best piece of marital advice you were given before you got married, then proceeded to ignore? Whoa.
Okay, let me see if I got that question right. The best piece of marital advice I received.
Why don't you do that one first? What was the best one? Did your grandpa give it? I think your grandpa gave it to you.
My grandpa gave me marital advice about you.
Yeah.
He said, don't fuck this up.
That's right.
That's how he looked at you after spending one afternoon. He goes, okay, don't fuck this up. This is the one you need to be with forever. Don't ruin this.
Yes.
So I didn't ignore that advice. I didn't fuck it up.
She says, what's the best piece of marital advice you were given before you got married, but then you proceeded to ignore?
I don't know that I got marital advice that I don't know.
Not to marry him. And then I married him, and it was the best thing.
You did get that advice from You got that advice also from my family. My family said, "Are you sure about this? You know, you could do so much better."
I ignored it.
Yeah. Well, that was easy for you.
That was easy for me. But yeah.
Anything on the shop phone, or should I take down that number and leave it up there?
Stand by. Let me just double check. It went off, so I gotta.
Well, anyway, going back to my thing, good. Glad you're coming along with me. I will lose my mind. That was another one, too. Elizabeth called me handsome so we can begin the show. You guys are a bunch of jabronis. These are all the one-liners from 3-4 years ago. For those of you, I would make references to things, and I'd look at the screen, and people are not understanding what I'm saying in the comment section, and I'd have to say, for all of you under the age of 35 years old, please leave and go look up what I'm talking about. You can come back when you're done.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Michael Dawson on YouTube. Who's got a Buford the Goat t-shirt?
Nobody. There can't be anybody left. There can't be anybody left with a Buford the Goat shirt.
I don't know.
God, that was years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Montana Mama wants to know a cartoon or movie character who best represents you. Just a random thought, she said. I have one. But I can't remember his name on the movie. For you.
Why are you picking one for me? You're supposed to pick one for you. Who was the guy who was I know who I am. There was an actual cartoon character that was a perfect depiction of me.
Grizzly Adams.
Dudley Durite.
Go away.
Dudley Durite.
No way.
Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We'll get on that right now. And by the end of the cartoon, all the problems will be solved and everyone will live and will be happily ever. Dudley Durite.
No, Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
They said cartoon. What are you talking about?
Or movie character.
They did?
Yes.
Oh, well, I stuck with cartoon.
Wow.
What's a cartoon? Actually, cartoon, I was Speed Racer. I wanted to be Speed Racer so bad growing up.
Here's one. Danny, our very own Danny Holcomb said.
Great. Danny H.
Danny H. Do y'all ever, he even wrote
He wrote y'all. Good.
Do y'all ever regret being so open about your lives and experiences on the internet?
Not even a little bit. Don't even care. No, because, and I'll tell you why, in the beginning, we were real hesitant to ask questions, and we don't bear everything to everybody. But within the first, I would say, 6 to 9 months, I'll tell you what happened by telling people just life experiences with marriage, things we fucked up and did wrong, things we thought we did right. It helped people. I can't tell you the number of emails, the number of messages, direct messages, text messages that we got in that first 9 months when we're kind of like, well, should we kind of hold back, not tell? You don't put your name out there. You don't put your stuff. And I can't even tell you the amount of people that have written us over the years and said that it was helpful.
And they were appreciated that it was real. That we weren't making it, everything was roses and butterflies and rainbows.
And we talked about real stuff. And when things went bad, we talked about it. When things went good, we talked about it. We talked about mistakes we made and how we'd fix them and try to move on. And I'm telling you, even in some of these things with the shorts, the reels, the TikToks, go read some of the comments. Even to this day, people go, I miss my dad. Great advice, sound advice, good solid. I mean, even to this day, there's things that go out there that people can hang on to. And you know what? If anybody ever gets anything good or a good feeling or a good memory from something we're doing, then I'm all in. I haven't told anybody anything. What do you think? Someone's going to knock on my door and go, I heard what you did. I watched your one show and, oh, shame on you two for being this way. Well, no one's ever done that. I don't care if they do. You know, we've probably given away about 50% of our lives. We would bare our soul and tell. But the other 50 was just for us. So we're not doing everything, but we do quite a bit. And if it helps, then more power to you.
Tonight, the Shoeless One gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships on YouTube tonight. Graham Gordon has a question. Can you be a priest performing an exorcism on my premenopausal wife?
I've tried. It doesn't work.
Sounds like there's problems at home, buddy.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
I've tried to exorcise that specific demon on more than one occasion, and I'm afraid the Almighty does not give anyone the power to do that. It is something just like the trials and tribulations of Job. You must live through it yourself, my man. Live through it yourself.
Wow.
That's about the best I can do.
John Morgan for $2 says Alice Cooper Poison is a great dedication song. Okay, John Morgan.
John Morgan's, he has relationship troubles.
Well, there you go. Sean Thornton's chiming in going, who controls the TV movie shows you watch? Well, that's really simple because I don't watch a whole lot of TV, and whatever you watch, I kind of just watch.
Yeah, and
really.
I try to, when she's in the room, I try to pick something that I think she'll be interested in. In fact, what I do is I start scrolling through the movies and we're both looking at the TV. Then I look over at her face as I'm scrolling and her facial expressions as you're hovering, she's like, that might, and she gives you looks. So now I know which ones to pick because I watch.
We watch the trailers.
Or we'll watch the trailers, but on some of that stuff. But when I'm alone, I try to watch the things I know she won't care for that I want to try. But when we're together, I absolutely try to pick something that I know she'll watch along with me and, at least partially. So I guess I pick it, but I pick it, thinking of her. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
I would rather read a book than watch TV. So.
Yeah.
There's times that happens. Like I can totally block out everything that's in the room. He'll be watching TV and I can read a book and we're perfectly happy.
And I've heard about books. I think I've seen a few, but boy, they really escape me at books. Oh, that's with all the Gutenberg print in it. I got you. I'm with you now.
Oh my goodness.
All
wow,
right.
Valerie Walker went personal. General's first marriage with questions?
Yeah, didn't last very long. For like 4 months, and we both went, oops. And that was it. It was no big deal. It was just over. Like, well, that didn't work out.
All right.
I was looking at my notes on there. I got a ton of emails that I could never answer all of the questions about my grandfather. I will tell you, my grandfather was simply the greatest man I ever knew. He was part of the greatest generation, World War II. And not that he was a perfect man. I'm sure he wasn't. But if I had to explain, I am 100% the black sheep in my family. Okay? And it's not in a clever, witty, fun way. I'm cut out of the family will. I will not get any money. My brothers will, and other people will. My cousins will get my family money
before him.
Yeah, she would get money before I would. I'm still welcome. We go to functions and do things, and when they need something, they call me. And my mother called me about 6 months ago and was having trouble where she needed to evict someone out of a house, and it was becoming a legal thing. And she said, "I just want you to come take care of it."
She knows who to call.
And I came up there and took care of it, and that person moved out. Did they not?
Yes, they did.
Right on time, did they not?
Yes, they did.
So, my whole family knows that when they get to these situations, they call me. They don't call anybody else. But I am absolutely cut out of my family for most beneficial things. And this relates to my grandfather.
But I want to preface that. He doesn't need the family money. You do so well supporting our family.
Thank you.
And keeping us afloat and providing everything we need. We don't need that. So.
I know it's true, but thank you for saying so. I try really hard for that, but she's right. We don't need it to survive, but it just feels odd always knowing that you're cut out. But going back to my grandfather, why that fits the story was my grandfather was my Iceman. If you guys saw Maverick. And we go to family functions, and if somebody would, say something to me about something, and I start to get riled up, my grandfather would step in, metaphorically putting his hand on my shoulder and go, "He's with me." I was his favorite, and I don't think he made any bones about it at all. It's my grandmother's favorite too. But when my grandfather passed away and my grandmother passed away, the whole family kind of looked over their shoulder like, "No one's here to protect you now." That's the feeling that I got from the view. And I know my mother loves me. I know my dad loves me. And I know there's things. But I'm just telling you, I am the black sheep of the family. And I'm getting no help in that aspect from anybody. If I need help and assistance with building this house, like I need to float a bridge loan between or a construction to move some money around, could not go to them. And they got millions. They would not even consider doing that for me. Years ago, yes. Now, no. So yes, that is my grandfather was my Iceman. His advice was always sound, and I miss him very much all the time because he was absolutely one of the greatest men I ever knew. And I think second to that is my dad, my stepdad, not Wild Bill. No, the dad who raised me. And I think third in the line of men like that would be your brother, the Sun Valley Fox. Those are, and I've been around 57 laps around the sun. I've met a few grown-ass men as mentors in my life. I know some very honorable guys, and I'd rank those three at the top.
Nice.
Because you guys had a lot of questions about my grandfather. I wrote that one down.
Bob McKinley goes, how many followers remember the music video that Briggs was in?
Wow. Yeah, back when
that was the first year.
I think 2021, he was in Gen X Talks was an up-and-coming, scrappy little startup podcast or live stream or brand, whatever you want to call it. And there was a band that instead of hiring actors for their videos, they flew Gen X Mom and Briggs out to Oklahoma for a week. And they fed them in hotels and did all the stuff out there. And other influencers were there. Some had way more followers than Briggs. Some had less. He was about in the middle. He got the opportunity to learn a lot. He spent, 18 hours a day for 7 days with these people, and he absorbed a ton. Yeah, he was in that video. In fact, you'd have to go back
way far
in YouTube. Go back to, I don't know if it's members only or if it's just you got to scroll back through the archives, but you can find it. I think the band
still has it if they look them up.
Fist of Five. If you look up Fist of Five, they had a trilogy of songs, and he was in the third one. He was in the third act, the third video.
I think so.
Anyway, if you found him, there's 3 videos in a row called something about a sparrow.
Yeah.
And if you watch the 3 videos about the sparrow, he's in one of those videos along with all of his other friends.
And he gets arrested. As a matter of fact, he gets arrested.
Yeah.
Christopher Sevick on YouTube for $10 for moderator. This is interesting. You're going to have to call her out on this one. For moderator Mary Mathis coming into Discord voice chat Tuesday night and enjoying her Magic Mike moment.
What?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, you weren't invited to a Magic Mike moment. Where was your phone call? You'd have been Johnny on it.
She didn't even call me.
No.
She didn't tell me about it. So
that just now to me, I don't know, I wasn't there, but when a woman is accused of being in the group chat in a Magic Mike moment means she talked men out of their pants. Is what it sounds like. Now, I wasn't there. I don't know, but I'm just saying, I can't call her out on that. What am I going to ask for an explanation right now? Get her on the phone and go, what'd you do? What'd you do?
Insurmountable Cali Cat, $50 in YouTube. Here to Mrs. 4. I'll never forget when Disney Kid came and stopped me from my sewing project to tell me she was gone. I threw myself into my painting after that for weeks on end.
It is really unusual. I'll tell you, going back in time, I used to make fun of people and say, you can't have friends on social media. It's not a real friend, stupid. Your friends are physical in real life. You can't make friends over the internet. That was me. I was completely a hard ass about that way back in the day. And I'd make fun of people. Oh, you got 5,000 Facebook friends. You got 5,000 people you don't know. It is strange how you can develop very intimate friendships on people that you've seen pictures or you've chatted with and you've shared things with, even though you have not seen them physically in person. And yet somehow you allow yourself to get a connection that is very real. You're happy when they're around. You're sad when they're not. And in the case of Mrs. 4, you get heartbroken when they pass. I have never met Mrs. 4 in real life, and I felt like my heart got ripped out when she passed. So,
it's like a virtual pen pal.
I changed my mind. I was wrong, and I still think that there's a lot of fakeness in Facebook and Instagram. I would say there is a lot of that, but I will also tell you there are real connections. Look at Loud One and Shona. They met online through Gen X Talks. They met in Gen X Talks. They talked in Gen X Talks. They fell in love in Gen X Talks. They were married by me at a Gen X Talks event. and God willing, they'll get divorced in Gen X Talk someday, because that's the full cycle.
I get you.
So there's real things that have happened.
Justin Seifer, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships tonight on YouTube, and Top
Thank you,
Knots
Justin.
Rule gifted 5 memberships tonight on
Thank
YouTube.
you, Top Knots. Thank you.
Somebody wrote, A78 Fixer says, does anyone else see Briggs in old general photographs?
I have posted now. If you're a member, if you're part of Patreon, if you're a member of Patreon, if you're on Facebook, there's a page called the General's Lunchbox, and they get everything everybody else does, and also a YouTube member. We post an enormous amount of content every day in members only. And one time I went through like 7 or 8 pictures of me, and I posted them. And yeah, I got quite a reaction from you guys, mainly from the girls out there that said, "Oh my God, I can see it." My mother saw it, a huge amount of resemblance from when he was a baby to about 3 years old. She said it's uncanny.
All the time.
So I guess there's no question who the father is in this situation.
No. The Sun Valley Fox is checking in when you were talking about virtual friendships and finding that best friend or friends online.
Yeah.
And the Sun Valley Fox says, "Hey sis, I feel that way with Danny H. He seems like a brother."
I would say I'm going to speak on Danny H's behalf a little bit here. Every time he talks about the Sun Valley Fox, it is always with this giddy reference that he really feels some respect towards the Sun Valley Fox. So I think that's there too. Yeah, there are things that happen like that in real stuff.
Mary Mastretta is a member for 40 months tonight on YouTube. And Tori Randolph is asking, General, are you going to put the new house in Gen X Mom's name and pay her rent?
I don't know that I'd pay her rent. Hey, Briggs is sticking his head in. What's going on, son?
Good night.
Oh, yeah. I got that job in the morning. 3:30 comes quick, buddy.
It comes really early.
You got that job. You said like the bad thing.
He's got that job. Oh, God. Briggs, real quick, did you figure out what day you're working yet?
Monday night.
So you start Monday at 7:30? Okay.
7.
Oh, it's 7. Okay. I will plan accordingly around that. We'll talk tomorrow when you get home. I'll handle the other stuff. All right. Have a good evening, my man. That was Briggs. You guys remember him. He's part of Gen X Talks.
They're telling you to keep up the good work.
It's the night shift of doom and despair.
Yeah, he's going to Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case.
Never lost a case. Got a hold of Briggs today at work out at the Tesla Gigafactory.
Listen, I'm not complaining, man. It's really
And he just he told him, "Hey, see, I'm moving you. They have another job that they're under the gun. They need it for about 2 weeks. They need to pull all their guys together and get this one job done. So Briggs will be working from 7 in the evening till 5 in the morning." And it's still a long drive across town. He'll be getting up early. He's going to have to readjust his sleeping schedule. And because it's only for a few weeks, right about the time he gets used to it, he'll go back to this schedule.
Yes.
So it's, but I did talk to Ben a little bit about that today, just to kind of follow up on, because we're leaving town. I told Ben, I said, "Hey, when do you need him? Because I'm leaving town." I didn't want to be responsible for Briggs not getting back on time or something. And Ben goes, "No, we got you. We're good." So he worked it out with Briggs.
All right, the shoeless went for $5 with Briggs. It was the location of conception. ...
Wait, is he asking or making a statement?
Just making a statement.
Yeah. That's been I think I got drunk and told everybody that one night. Does anybody remember? Is anybody putting it in comments? I got off my comments here. I got to go back to my comments here on Facebook.
Cat says Briggs looks more like you now, General, each time he gets older.
Does he?
I think so too.
I'm reading some stuff over here in Facebook Blue. Dale Wine said, "Hi, Briggs." Beth Jones, Beth wrote something in there about joining Facebook and reconnecting with family and old friends. Schooled and made friends with new people, same interests. It's been a mixed bag of genuine friends and frauds. Beth, I agree. I'm with you on that. I'm 100% right there. What a mixed bag of nuts between people that you can really trust and people you can't. Good stuff there. But I don't see anybody at Facebook Blue denoting the...
Oh, YouTube is, and I'm not saying it.
Come on. Aren't you proud of...
Gorman. Oh,
Gorman? Wait a minute. Briggs was conceived in Gorman?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you stop the night because of snow in a hotel?
No.
Oh, well, then how did that happen in Gorman? I don't understand. Here, let's listen.
Let's not. Say we did. In a van down by the river.
Close. In a van behind the gas station. That much is true.
Okay, that's enough. Just kidding. Everybody knows the story.
Everybody knows that story.
All right, let me see with Facebook over here. Kelly Dix is reporting in on Facebook Personal. She has a girlfriend that threw a frozen turkey at her ex, not her ass. I'm okay.
Kelly Dix is a porn star and a porn star's name. So if you're telling me that someone threw a turkey at her ass, this is part of the script, you know.
Valerie Peters on Facebook Blue. Did you ever have a CB radio? If so, what was your handle?
My handle was American Hot Wax. That was my handle. That was a movie that came out like when I was 11, and we would travel in caravans as families, as camping groups. And my grandpa was Dodo. His was Dodo 1, 2, and 3 for family. And I was American Hot Wax. Yeah, true story. Thank you for asking that, because back in the day, before you guys had gamer tags, before you guys had screen names, real American heroes had CB handles. Not as cool as the Sun Valley Fox, but American Hot Wax.
Here's an interesting one. We can end the night on this one. Rob, I'm assuming over on Facebook, says, I was just confirmed that I am out of my family this week. Black sheep out of the family, and the confirmation of it is a kick in the nuts. The only thing I didn't get a chance to find out the reason was, as I have never been a bad person. And this is after they won the lottery. So money does change people.
It does. That's for sure.
That's it. All right.
Valerie Peters is laughing at American Hot Wax over here. So I guess when Gen X Mom says, I guess we can end it with this, she's trying to cut it off. I wasn't done yet. I was still asking. If there's more questions, I was ready to go. There's a couple more?
It's over an hour.
Oh, well, I guess we're done here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll just hang up and be done.
I thought you wanted... If you want to continue, then go right ahead.
From
Sean Thornton wants to know,
Sirius
has the
XM.
General watched Happy Gilmore 2, and what are his thoughts?
Didn't like it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. I'm going to watch it again. It just didn't have that same pizzazz. I like all the cameos. I like the references, but it seemed like I probably watched the first
Sounds
half.
like they were trying too hard.
Well, it just was like a lot of flashbacks. Like everything was a flashback, it's like they went out of their way to remind me. You see a character and you're like, hey, let's flashback so you can remember where he came from. I know where he came from. I was a real big fan of Happy Gilmore. You don't have to. It kind of ruins it if you got to explain every joke to me. I got it. I'm good.
All right.
So
let me see. Firewoo Dart. We know you've raised 32/8 kids.
Yep. Raised 32 children.
How many of those are adopted or biological? His, hers, ours? We want to... let me hold on. Can we condense that? 32 kids, first of all.
32 kids encompasses a lot of foster children that we raised at different times. And I want to clarify, raising kids also means you're influencing them heavily. Not just, I saw a kid came over for a swim party and I told him, don't piss into the wind. That was not my solid advice. I'm talking about when you have enough conversations where you're bonding with somebody. So we were the house. My wife made our house the center of attention. Our house, everybody was welcome. She would feed everybody. Our house was one of the houses that if you got in a fight with your parents in the middle of the night, you could come knock on our door and we had a spare bed, or you could sleep on the couch, and we didn't mind. We would call the parents, say, your kid's over here. Do you want to come get them, send them home, let them stay the night? But we had, having 8 of our own kids, if each of our kids had 3 or 4 friends, now you're talking about 30-some kids that anytime they had troubles, when you can't talk to your parents, you go talk to someone else. We were that house. We were those parents. So there's several kids in that respect that I include in the raising because we had very close relationships. Some of them even called us mom and dad, and we're
still in touch with them.
Still in touch to this day.
Yeah,
they were good kids, just figuring stuff out. We tried to be good mentors to them, never take the place of their parents, but we tried to give them good advice, and it was always, always, always rounded in go back home and fix this, And you'd have to explain things to them, and sometimes you'd have to tell these kids, your parents don't know how to be parents. You didn't come with an instruction booklet. Your parents are doing the best they can. I'm doing the best I can. So cut them a break. You're the first time they've ever raised a teenage boy. This is new to them. So, you try to explain things to maybe give the kids a little bit of an allowance there in their thoughts and their emotions. We did that all the time. So foster kids, a lot of kids in and out of our house, friends of friends. Plus, before I married her, I was raising kids. I was helping out doing some stuff like that. And I'm not saying that single moms with children was my ministry. But, I did my ultimate goal when I was about 20 was thinking, I need to open up a halfway house for runaway, unwed teenage mothers. That was going to be the subtitle. Whatever the name of the halfway house was going to be, runaway, unwed teenage mothers are welcome here. That never happened. Never got that far. But so, yeah, 32 kids is a fair estimate for all the kids coming in and out of my life and our life doing stuff. That I think that's a fair number. Yeah, so there's that question.
All right. So you're going to talk about the 8 kids at all? We did 32, but what about
4 boys and 4 girls? There is a sibling group of 3 that we adopted from foster care.
They are brother and sister.
They are sibling group. They're brothers and sisters, and that had a lot of its own challenges too. And I've told the story before, and I'll tell it again right now. At some point, probably when kids were about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right in that area where the bulk of the 8 kids were in that age bracket. There was one day, one of the kids said, "Yeah, well, you're just adopted from foster care. You're not even really part of the family." And of course, kids cry because they don't feel like they're part of things. And I sat everybody down like in 8 seconds. This just came to me on the spot, as most parenting often does. And I sat him, within 10 seconds, I go, "Okay, all right, I've heard enough, sit down." And the 2 kids that were picking on the foster kids, I singled them out. I had them all sitting on the couches, and I made those 2 kids stand up. And I said, "I want to tell you something, okay? I want you to figure this out. You 2 kids are biological. That means whatever popped out of mom, we're stuck with. However you came out, we got to love you and raise you and feed you and teach you. That's it. Okay? These kids over here that we adopted from foster care, there was a lineup of hundreds and hundreds of kids. We had folders of pictures we could choose from. And we looked at all the kids out there, and we chose those 3. Those were the best 3. I turned back to the 2 kids. I said, "I don't know if you're fucking the best at anything. We're stuck with you. We did not choose you. We did not pick you. You weren't at the top of anybody's list. You just showed up one day, and so we're raising you." They were a fucking choice. You and one of the 2 of you was an accident. All right? Just so you know, you were a surprise. We didn't plan on having you. We're happy you're here. We love you, but don't ever think you're better than them, because and boy, let me tell you, their faces sank when they're like, "Oh," and the foster kids that we had adopted, they were beaming with pride. I'd got it back. And later on in life, the kids that I had told that to and pulled them out, later in life, they came to me and said, "I get why you did that." And it was just right. It didn't make us feel too bad, but boy, it sure put a highlight on those kids, and it just hit the tone just right. So, and there's many foster kid, biological kid stories that those go along with. And that was one of them right there. And I don't know, sometimes you gamble and lose with those. Sometimes you hurt kids' feelings and they don't ever recover. But we just happened to got lucky, and it just hit just right. And the kids knew they were being mean, and it was just enough to balance things back out again. But my wife and I always did that. We always had these phrases, just like when some kid would come up and say, "Well, how come they get to stay up late and I don't?" What was our phrase?
I like you better than you. I like them better than you.
Yeah. When the kids come up,
something just came on my phone.
Kid come up and says, "Well, how come they get to stay up?" I say, "Well, I like that child way better than you." Next kid would come up, "Well, that one's getting ice cream. How come they get ice cream?" "Well, I like them better than you." But after a while, you say...
There's no comeback for that. Yeah, what can you do?
Every kid, every time. And finally, kids were about 7 years old going, "No, you don't. You say that to every one of us about everything. That's just what you say."
Because they go back and ask
they're like,
each other.
Yeah, but then they come back and go, you just say that. Doesn't mean you say I'm the favorite one to that kid. You say they're the favorite ones to me. You're just saying that to shut me up. And I'm like,
smoke and mirrors, baby.
Smoke and
mirrors.
I was like, good.
That's what parenting is.
Glad you're catching on to that. And I'm glad you're coming along. I was wondering if I was being too subtle, but they got it finally. Stuff like that happened all the time.
We just got a cameo. That's what flashed across my screen. I didn't recognize it.
And who are we doing the cameo for?
For Brandon.
And what does Brandon want?
Oh, wait. No.
Okay.
It's a request. Yeah. Wait.
All right.
I don't know. I can't.
E-I-O-A-A.
Sorry, I'll have to do that later.
We got a cameo for somebody. It'd just be nice to know what we were saying. I like those. I wish someone would have me do a real cameo. I wish some girl would go, I need a cameo. This is for Reggie. I need you to break up with him. I don't want to be with him anymore. And I want to do a cameo where I say, hey, Reggie, thanks for joining us. Have a seat. We're going to let you go. We're taking the relationship in a new direction. We don't have room for you. Here's your walking papers.
$20, he'll do it.
I want to, for $20. And I want to give him the Moneyball speech. There's a 12-step program and a self-help group. They're waiting for you to call. And Reggie, we wish you the best. You're a good ball player.
Here's the travel secretary.
Here's the travel secretary's number, and we wish you the best. I would love to do something like that, or quit a job for somebody.
You could do it for Mary Mathis.
Oh,
she's switching jobs.
That would be great. I would love for her to give me the guy's name and stuff and have it sent to him and go, just so you know, here's what's going on here. And we've reviewed your performance as a boss. And here's some things we'd like you to improve on. But we're shaking hands. We're walking away. We're out. I'd love to quit a job for somebody or break up with somebody.
Secretary, give her a call.
So that's the stuff. We have known each other since we were 5 years old. There's a lot of family history, and it was the San Fernando Valley was a really small place back when her family and my family were living there growing up. There's a lot of history that I find myself, the Sun Valley Fox will tell me about places he went and things he did in the 70s, and I almost mirrored them in the 80s. We were just a decade apart. Speaking of that, we brought up that about my grandfather being one of the greatest men I ever knew. I think, because I didn't know the Sun Valley Fox. Even in the first 10 years of marriage, he was never down here working, and I was always working, so I didn't travel. When people traveled down here, he didn't come usually. He was working. When the family traveled up there to see them, I didn't go. I was working. So we cursory knew each other, but that was about it. And I think since we did get to know each other recently in the last few years, I think your brother paid me the best compliment I've ever had in my life.
What's that?
And I mean this. And my grandfather told me he was proud of me. I've had my mother be proud of me. But something that hit me, it wasn't. I don't even know if your brother meant it as a direct compliment. It was just something he said in passing. And we were sitting there talking about stuff, other people around, and we're just sharing stories and talking about, that we're both getting older and can't do as much as we used to. And he just looked over and said, I really wish I'd met you earlier in life. And that was it. Then he got up and walked away and, did his thing. But it hit me in such a way that it was like almost someone saying, God, we could have been friends longer.
Yeah. And
that was probably one of the greatest compliments I've ever gotten. So if you guys want to use that, if you want to steal that, you want to borrow it, it is for sale. $8 to the Sun Valley Fox if you want to use that on a friend of yours. But I think that would be good in relationships. I mean, imagine how a girl would feel if you walked up to her and just gave her a kiss and said, hey, really wish I'd met you sooner. I mean, what an overall encompassment. Not that I wanted your brother to kiss me and say, no, not saying that. But I'm saying that would be a good compliment for anyone to pay anyone. I'm just saying to throw that out there because what do I know?
There's a couple more questions
Go
in
ahead.
here that are good.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm Fed Up 3 said, did the Queen let you be a dad, father, protector?
Did she let me? That was like a requirement. That was one of the things we did. It was half joking, but half not joking, half like talking when we were dating, was trying to figure out what each other's roles were, as people do, like you do. And one of the things that she was interested in, she said, because I asked her, I said, well, when you're with a guy, dating a guy, married to a guy, what's the strength? What are you looking for? First words out of her mouth, I need to feel safe with that person. When we go out into the world, I want to feel safe. And she's listed guys that she was either married or dating that she did not. And she told me stories in just situations where it was like, I didn't want to be there. I didn't feel good. This was bad. I didn't, and so I put that in my brain, feel safe. Then she said, when she brought me into raising, hers, mine, ours as kids, that same type of conversation was, I just want someone to do a good job raising the kids, be a father, be a man, teach them things and let them know they're safe, that their house is their safe place. No one's going to knock on the door and cause a problem. No one's, when they come home, if they have a bad day at school or a bad time in the neighborhood, once they come inside, their house is safe. It's secure. Everybody loves them. They have their room and nobody's going to bother them in their room. That was a big thing. So did she let me? She kind of required it. She didn't just let me. She put that out there as this is what I need. And I'm like, well, I'm the guy for that. Now, on the flip side, do you remember the 3 things that in that same conversation that I half jokingly told you about being my wife?
A diplomat at parties.
I need you to be a
chef.
I need you to be a diplomat at social gatherings.
A chef
yes.
in the kitchen.
I would like for you to be a chef in the kitchen to the best of your
and
ability.
A whore in the bedroom.
I told you those are the 3 things. That is a true story. I told her. I said, she goes, well, what do you want from a wife? What do you want? I said, I'd like you to be a diplomat at social gatherings. You know how to act, how to dress, how to behave. I'd like you to be a chef in the kitchen as best you can, cook and bake and do things like that. And I need you to be a whore in the bedroom. And she went, okay. You didn't even hesitate. I got to be fair. You're like, right. I got that. We're good. And we went from there. But she did have those requirements about, please take care of us. Please make sure that we all feel safe. Those are like the first 2 on your list. And I don't know if I failed you.
Nope.
But I have certainly tried.
You have done.
And I told your brother, the Sun Valley Fox's story that exemplifies that was me versus 2,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more brave I could be than those situations. We won't tell that story tonight. Remember that for some other night. It was me versus 2,000 people, and I went right out there. So,
Jeremy Underhill for $20 on YouTube. Have either of you drank or partied with anyone famous? Not that I recall. Not.
Yes. When I was younger, there was people. There was, my dad, Wild Bill, ran with the Hells Angels in the 70s and early 80s, and it was in Los Angeles. It was in Canyon Country. What's that? Go ahead.
Danny H. just reminded us, Haywood Nelson.
Well, we haven't partied with him. We drank with him. Yeah,
Haywood.
He was Haywood was hey from What's Happening. But back then there was always musicians and TV guys coming in and out. They were smoking weed, drinking whiskey, and hanging out with the bike club. So yeah, tons of stuff. Probably couldn't even get all the. I've met hundreds and hundreds of them, like so many kids did growing up in that era, because they were always around. They just filmed all around us. And so you got to meet and get autographs and hang out and talk to just hundreds and hundreds of them. It's a true story.
Pat Nelson on Facebook, this has been one of the best shows. It's still hard to believe that it has been 1 year of the passing of Mrs. Four.
I thought, I'll tell you, let me back up to the beginning of the show. One of the reasons I thought you guys had sent me these emails, because the shows, the Open Line Friday show, this is what they're supposed to be. But nobody ever participates at this level. We're trying to say, would you like to get to know us a little bit better? And no one ever does. But I thought, since we've just moved to Minden, since we've given you guys the story about how, okay, we've gone this many years with Gen X Talks. We've gotten rid of the things that didn't work. We kept the things that did work. We're trying to improve and become a big, huge, robust channel. We're going to put 12 to 18 months into this really hardcore, everyday, not let up. I thought maybe going back to some conversations like this to tell you the beginning, to tell you the starting, giving you guys some background. I thought this might be a good time for that. Wouldn't this, hey, we're kicking off the next the next phase of Gen X Talks. Would you guys like to know a little bit about the foundation, the history? I really thought that's what Open Line Friday was going to be. We didn't get there from here, but you guys did tonight. I'm really happy with the level of stuff. Yeah, Gen
I
X
have a
mom.
two-part little question here.
I'm ready.
Danny H. went and wrote, would the general kiss the Sun Valley Fox for $20?
No.
I mean, he literally just said, send me $20, I'll do it.
No.
But the Sun Valley Fox has followed up and said, Danny H. said the general kissed the Sun Valley Fox for 20. Lips would be 100. Maybe kisses at the barbecue. Maybe we can look into it.
Okay, what the fuck is going on with Danny H. and the Sun Valley Fox? You guys better be talking about your own shit there, and you leave me out of it. Okay, my door does not swing that way. I got a tattoo on my ass that says "exit only." Homie, don't play. I want you not that there's, and let's go back to Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong. You guys want to do your stuff? You
And
do
Danny
you,
H.
baby.
is going, my man, Sun Valley Fox.
Yeah,
What are they?
no, I don't know what's going on, but I will gladly step aside to avoid being part of that love triangle. I'm very cool with a fist bump from a distance. Just saying. That's not two-part question. I'm not. You know what? In fact, I thought, because this was the topic of the kissing booth and all that, and there's harem girls like, well, I'd get $5 to kiss the general. Give me $5, I'll kiss you. Until a week ago. You laid down some weird rule that I've never even heard of. You're like, I've decided your lips are mine. They'll never kiss another woman. I don't care. But you just threw that out there out of nowhere like you thought I was planning on kissing somebody, or you thought somebody was planning on kissing me.
I just threw it out there.
I don't know why you did, but you've said it like 7 times this week. I get it.
Sounds sweet.
Oh, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So that's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, I'm staying out of that love triangle. Believe me, I swear to God, those two show up with matching shirts, holding a third one for me. I'm not wearing it.
Danny H. says autograph sessions will be held in the woodshed.
Yeah,
And my brother does have a woodshed.
he does. Now, I can't kiss a girl. Can I sign their boobs?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, can sign boobs. All right. Because there's girls that would pay me $5 to sign their boobs.
Yeah, Michael Dawson, what happens in the woodshed?
Stays in the woodshed. You know what I'd like to do? And I know this is like not an official announcement, something I'd like.
Well, you can wish in one hand and shit in the other and see what fills up first.
Wow. That's some that's some gutter language from my wife there.
Yeah, whatever.
I would, the Gen X Talks bumper stickers that you have for sale, just the regular black and red ones, they're like kind of our staple. I wish people would put those in places all around the country or the world and take a picture, and then we can send them a prize for the best ones. Like, wouldn't it be cool if someone stuck one to a police car in Paris?
Oh, my gosh.
Took a picture of it, and we could send them some stuff? I mean, can you imagine having a collection on our website? Like Michael Dawson, it was the first one ever. Michael Dawson put one on his truck. He's got one of the old school ones that actually has the Marvin logo in the middle of it, and he had one of those. I don't know if he still does. He had one on his truck.
Yeah,
so he's like, for 4 years, that thing was an advertisement all around the country, everywhere he drove that big truck.
That's
right. What if you could put one on George Washington's forehead at Mount Rushmore? What if someone put a Gen X Talk sticker across the crack of the Liberty Bell? I'm telling you,
Defacing property. You want them to deface
we're improving things. Thank you. I'm a goddamn American hero.
A78 Fixer tonight gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships.
Appreciate you doing that.
On YouTube.
Thank you so much.
I'm running out of things here.
All right, we're at 7:30. We've gone an hour and a half. I know we're running dry on some stuff, and we got other things we got to do tonight. So listen, you guys, thank you for making the neighborhood show the open line Friday that I really thought this should be. I really wanted to tell you, ask the questions where we can dig a little deeper. I think it's good to do that once in a while. We know so much about you guys because you share it with us. Once in a while, it's good to talk back and say, hey, here's how we got here. Here's some of the core stuff. And if you guys aren't members, see, they gifted 5 memberships. And I don't know where Scott Royston was tonight. And see Scott Royston's name pop up. Miss him, buddy. Here's the deal. Those people get to take a peek behind the curtain. They get a 30-day membership, and they can scroll back all 4.5 years of personal behind-the-scenes stuff. You really get to understand what we're doing and going through. Gen X Talks is some of it, and some of it is personal, but you guys get the package. If you're part of Patreon, if you're a member of Patreon, moderators can put up the Patreon link. If you're on Facebook, go to the Facebook page called the General's Lunchbox. It's $1. Come on. But you can scroll back and you get all the updates. You get all the stuff that happens, stuff that we don't put out there for the public. You guys get to see. And it's kind of a lot of the stuff that we just talked about. There's personal stuff in there, and it's interesting. And there's stuff about Dr. McDreamy, Iceman from Botfish, Cigar Scotty. We talk about things with Sun Valley Fox and St. Donna. We talk about things as they go along. We show pictures of stuff that we don't show everybody else. I'm just saying it's $1 that we really appreciate. We know it's your dollar, and it's only $1 to you, but it's a big thing for us because you don't owe us that dollar. You do. We have to earn that to keep you there. So when you guys join those things, it really does help us out a lot, and we do appreciate it. But it builds kind of that family thing. Let me scroll through Facebook.
Let me make an announcement. Tomorrow night is the World Show. So when we do on the World Show, the General talks about the world itself, politics, anything that's going on in your neighborhood. If you have anything that's going on, or if you're listening to this after the live stream and it hasn't been the World Show yet, text the phone. The number is
805-460-5603.
If you'd like him to touch on a subject, send it soon, tonight or tomorrow morning, so he can do some research and look into it. But send him topics that you'd like him to discuss on the World Show. That'd be great.
Mark Bingham's chiming in on Facebook Blue. Graham Gordon is in there. Darley Ray. I have 4 girls and tell each that they're my favorite. Now they roll their eyes. That's the whole thing. Pat Nelson, this has been one of the best shows. I still believe it's hard 1 year. That I think you read that one. Someone put that over there. Shiloh must have done that. Graham Gordon still keeping things going. There's some regulars in Facebook Blue that are keeping things going over there, writing some stuff down. Thank you guys for doing that.
I'm really happy to see in YouTube a lot of the members that got memberships, were gifted memberships, have popped in tonight, and it's been awesome. They're realizing, oh, I got a membership. So
and do you know
really
why
nice.
the numbers are so low? Don't be disheartened on Facebook Blue. The numbers are low is because we're shadow banned. They don't tell people we're going live. From experience talking to people that have worked at Facebook, we have almost 500,000 followers, and they let 1% know when we go live. They don't tell everybody. We are shadow banned right now, so there's nobody's even getting the message that we're out there. But November 11th, all that stuff gets lifted, and it's going to be a freight train because we're still putting out content. We're still going live. We're not waiting. We're not sitting there saying, well, let's not post until November. Let's not go live on Facebook till November. What's the point? No, the point is that when people start joining and seeing, they have all this content to binge and go back through. We're building that channel fully. I don't care if nobody's there. We're building that channel so that when it does trigger and it clicks and we get the ban lifted and it goes back, that, like I told you, the garage show, 24 hours after the garage show would go out, 14,000 people every time on Facebook Blue. That's going to come back, but we have to find our rhythm. We got to do more of these shows. We got to get it going so that when it does come back, you guys are at the forefront. You guys are the originals in here. It's a big thing. Thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate every one of you. And I'm going to go back even further to when Briggs was doing shows just on TikTok when we started. And he goes, Dad, we did a live stream and there was only 3 people. And I go, what do you want to do? He goes, oh, let's just quit because this isn't working. And of course, you got to give things time. But you know what I told him? And this was something Briggs remembers because he brought it up to me many times. He goes, Dad, there's only 3 people on our show. And I said, then let's give those 3 people the best fucking show of their lives.
That's right.
It didn't matter if there's 3,000 or 3 people. Let's give them the best show. Let's be as honest, as open, as funny, as clever. The pictures and the stories. It doesn't matter. If it's 3 people gave their time up to be with us, their afternoon, their evening. We owe it to them, man. And he's like, you're right. It doesn't matter. That's the attitude we're going with all the way through. Gen X Mom.
$5 just came through on YouTube from, it's Justin, and I think it's Amy or Ames. I don't know about everyone else, but I found Gen X Talks through Briggs videos. Does he get proper recognition? We only see him getting a hard time, LOL.
Well, that's because the shorts, the reels, the TikToks, that's the character that he plays. You know, he wants to be the shitty little nerdy kid that gets shit on because he's got dumb ideas and says dumb things. Everybody who knows him knows he's not quite that stupid. And he knows how to frame questions that'll draw out the grumpy old guy in me. And he plays the idiot Gen Z kid. And of course, Gen X mom has that. She's the rock. She's the stable person. She's in the video she's in. She's the solid Miriam Cunningham of what, you know, those characters are. So if you kind of get it, and he does get his recognition, he doesn't care what people say because he's doing it for on purpose to get those views and get those vibes out there and get the message across. So he's good with where he's at.
And the funny thing about it is, before this whole thing started, you and I looked at each other when he was born and said, he just ties this whole family together.
He did.
He just did. And I can't even explain it exactly, but his whole life, he's just tied the whole family together. So
he has. That's a true story. Yep. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So anyway, anything else that popped up on your screen?
Nope, I don't see anything.
Donnie Dayham says, I'm so late and the show is still on. Love you, General and Mama X. Also, Shiloh, you're doing a great job. That's from Donnie over on Facebook Blue.
I did get one.
Thank you.
Diane Dole Reed on Facebook gave 500 stars for a great show.
We got stars on Facebook.
Yes, we did.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you. I'm telling you, thank you. That's your money, and you chose to give it to us. We really appreciate it. Hope we earned it tonight. We'll try to do more in the future. David Barnes on Facebook Blue checking in says, love you guys. Appreciate that, David. Every little bit helps. Even the sentiments do. So are we done there? Are we ready to go?
I think so.
Well, then it's time for you to say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being part of what the Open Line Friday show should have been. I had a really good time talking with you guys. We'll do it again in a few months. We'll do them once in a while. Just make sure you guys are ready for it. You can sit back with your adult beverage and enjoy the conversation, because that's what it was tonight. Not sure where you're listening in from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember two things in life. Number one, wherever you go,
there you are.
well, look down, because there you are. And number two, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out, baby.
Bye-bye.